Uh, Right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Firstly, did everyone enjoy the live last night for everyone who logged on? Hopefully everyone enjoyed it. Gave obviously what I want to do, and obviously it's like trying to master anything, right? You got to understand everything, even if you don't use it, you got to understand everything. So that's obviously part of my kind of thesis behind everything. So yeah, right. I'm pretty happy, right? I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, right, let's go. We need to make some money back today and tomorrow and Friday. Um, we're gonna do it in a nice, calm way. Right, here we go. So let's flip things up a bit. Let's just have a quick look about what we've got going on this morning. Obviously, I think we know what's happening. Everyone knows what is happening. But what I'm finding, I'm not sure about anyone else. It's hard to believe what is true because there's so much information. There's too much information. So what I am going to do is try and segregate my brain from worrying about everything to then thinking, you know what, I'm going to just worry about, just try and take everything with a pinch of, salt and obviously calibrate what is happening at the end of each day. So let's wait and see. We've got, the UK, sitting on the fence, which is I think, is very un-British of us. Obviously war history. I am quite into obviously the war, but obviously it's very un-British of us to obviously sit on the sidelines, but obviously who knows what's true, who knows what isn't. It's hard, but obviously anyway, I'm not. Gonna probably look to manage out of everything pretty quickly this morning. Like as you can see here, on about 18 and a half K. I'd like to get us to 20, and then I'll be happy again, and I probably will close out. Um, but obviously, what I am looking at today, we obviously got some PMI data. What we're going to have to remember with the news today is it's going to have an impact, but obviously there is a big cloud which is there, and obviously we do need to be aware of it. So big news events today. We've got PMI for the pound, we've got unemployment rate for euro, and then we've got 115 ADP non-farm employment. Sometimes this gives us an indication for those of you who haven't done it before, make a note of everything. Sometimes this gives us an indication of what has happened over the weekend. Sorry, what is going to happen on Friday? So I've had my coffee hasn't kicked in yet, so right. What is going to happen on Friday? I got there in the end. So let's wait and see. It doesn't always work like that, but obviously, it will give us a little bit of an indication. Later on this afternoon, we got PMI data as well. So let's wait and see how that one pans out. I would say this morning, this afternoon, let's take it easy. Let's tick some profits up. Let's get back on the road. The main thing is not to kind of worry about not to kind of chase, yesterday afternoon. The main thing is we're going to tick it back slowly and, we're going to end up on top. So the dollar was looking like it was going to break below 98 or 99. Hasn't. We're still trending to the upside. Unfortunately, we're obviously, I hope you guys liked it. I've started to put little, sentences underneath everything, and so obviously you can, yeah, then kind of understand, why we're doing what we're doing. But obviously, yes, we can't be looking to sell the dollar. All right, uh, we've got to position ourselves so we're eligible for the pullbacks, to obviously then capitalize. We have to go with trend. I think we've got to buy the dollar until it breaks 98,500. That's going to be my kind of mark here, where we're always going to be buying unless it breaks, and then obviously we might be stuck back in here afterwards. But obviously it's very, very early days in everything, so let's wait and see what happens overall. But main thing of this, today, tomorrow, don't be greedy. Yields, are slowing, but obviously still creeping higher. All right, almost that 0.4%. Um, so obviously let's wait and see what happens here, how it plays out. We've obviously had this, and I hope you guys obviously take note. I do leave certain areas marked up, and it's interesting. This area was pre-marked up where we come up to rejected, because it was quite a key area. As you can see, we were consolidating between. We broke out. Where do we retest the top of this consolidation? Where do we break through? Pretty much, come back up and retested, come back down. Where do we retest? This level here. Bang, come back down. Where do we retest yesterday? Rejection. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. I actually can see yields getting trapped back in this area. I don't know if they're going to push much higher, but I think I just there's something is telling me there's a big ploy here, a power, move which we're obviously not going to hear about. Where obviously rather than putting, maybe one or two, some of the big boys, rather than putting their money into gold early, they put it into yields, drove that up, drove the dollar up, potentially because it rescues the stock market a little bit, because if you got investments in US, stocks, then having it into the yields and keeping the dollar high is going to just keep it above, float. So, because obviously any company trading in the dollars, naturally, if dollars higher, it's going to be worth a bit more. So obviously that might be a little ploy. It might have been a big protection racket once they pull out, and put it into gold, which gold has to hit with all this going on. It has to hit all time highs. All right. It's just a matter of, when. It's just this week, this power play, in my opinion. I may or may not have been told this. Is obviously that is what I potentially think has happened. It's been a protection of US stocks, because obviously, yeah, like we say, if we can keep the stock market up, if dollar is priced higher, it means all these companies that trade in US dollars are going to be worth more. So naturally, it's just going to hold them up, across everything. The interesting one yesterday, I don't know if anyone heard, was Trump just he's like a spoiled child, isn't he? Where he was like, to Spain, Spain obviously wouldn't come and help him, so he's like, you know what, we're not even going to trade with you anymore. We don't need anything from you. We're not going to trade any. We're not going to trade from you ever. Does that mean that there's going to be no Apple iPhones in Spain? Is what? How's it going to work? He just makes me laugh. The guy makes me laugh. He's like a spoiled child, but in charge of one of the most powerful countries in the world. So it's a bit mental, but yeah. Um, right, let's go through everything. So obviously we're understanding we're buying the dollar. Yeah. All right. So AUD USD here. Okay, let's do this as well. Let's start off from top to bottom. So obviously gold hasn't tapped yet. I'm staying away from gold. How I would manage gold if I was you, what would be to trade basically half of what you are, normally. So if you're trading, point two, trade point one. Just obviously reduce everything by half and trade, safely. I haven't seen a move like this since Trump got elected. I haven't seen a downward move like this, so that's been a few years. So just be aware, all right? Just be aware. Gold is wild. I do not write off gold hitting this 5,000 mark. I'll actually probably sleep better and be more inclined to enter gold if we reject one more time from here. I do see potentially this happening. However, because it held so well above the 200 EMA, yes, where have we tapped? And this is what I'm always talking about. Look at price. Look where it's tapped. 5,000. It's not stopped out at 4,920. It's not gone down to 966. It's rejected pretty much bang on 5,000. So I did on a a smaller account, I actually bought from here, and I'm actually, not a huge position, 0.25, but I'm just gonna hold it all the way and just see what happens. I mean, I've got it at break even now, so but I wanted to buy from here. Well, I wanted to buy the 1st of January, but I didn't. And then I wanted to buy here. So I'm gonna just hold now, just out of interest. It's a bit of a, kind of punt, but obviously with this war happening, I do see all-time highs being hit. So even if at 0.25 this goes from here up to here, that I think I worked out was about 13K. So obviously want it to pump higher, haven't put much risk in, but obviously we're at no risk at all now. It's back to break even. GBP USD, very, very nice trade here with our top, middle, bottom strategy. How to split it up worked out perfectly. So basically, we obviously had the bottom, we had middle 4 to 450, I think it was, pretty much to a T tapped us, and then obviously I had one on the top. I'm actually going to look to probably close out in a bit because I don't want to be in trades long. I want it to be cool and calm like it was yesterday. Aussie 2, middle, bottom, as you can see here. Euro hasn't triggered yet. Was very, very close, but again, I had that laid up, and USD JPY as well. I think this one might trigger. I'm going to be very, very, similar here. I have reduced on a smaller account. I've reduced my lot sizes ever so slightly, but on the main account, level this bad boy up. So, because as you can see here, I'm a little bit down this week, not by much, but I'm a little bit down. So I want today, tomorrow, Friday, green, green, green. We normally have one red day in every month. And I'm just annoyed it's really early. It was really early last month, but maybe that's a good thing because it's going to help us switch on. It's going to help us concentrate, and it's going to help us, yeah, manage everything well. So I think USD might tap. I do like the idea of this. Yen hasn't strengthened at all. Yen hasn't been a safe haven flow. So yeah, I'm not really, not confident. So I do think this is going to continue to trend higher and higher. And that is about it from me this morning. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with where everything is. I just want to My main reason for staying out of gold today is, one, I want to kind of, whenever I mean, I didn't have a horrific afternoon. It was a normal afternoon, one stop loss here. I don't throw all the toys out the pram. I expect it to happen, especially with gold. It just hurts a bit more. It just hurts a bit more. But obviously, what I am, the reason why I really want to step away from gold, just let it happen, just watch it today is because we obviously had on Monday sorry, here we are here. So on Monday we had this move happen, and then we obviously had in the afternoon this move happen. On Tuesday we've had this massive move happen. All right, I want to know what's gonna, how it's gonna be playing out. I've got this 5,200 here. I actually thought it was gonna reach here during Asia, but it'll be interesting to see. I think gold is under pressure as long as it's trading below this 5,200. So I am going to be monitoring it. I want to make sure. I wanted to see if we can break above. I just want to, yeah, just want to watch it for a day, because like I'd said, I'd be a lot more comfortable if we were trading back up here and we hit 5,000 again. I don't think there's enough to push gold below it. I do think this is a power play from the big boys. Yeah, like I'd said, I might or might not have had some information. That obviously, yes, it might be money being pumped into yields to protect vulnerable positions. So yeah, but obviously, if anyone likes cold, wants cold, this is how I would lay it up. And obviously, but the only thing I would say, reduce lots. I do think, and just take your profits, when you are happy. All right, because I don't want anyone to be hurt, on gold. Right, let's have a look through some of these messages. Was out last night, watched a video today. Once you are happy and close out of trades you're running, do you delete all unexecuted orders? Yes, because basically the goal of a basket, all right, is to, you've got a target, all right, and it might be £100, in the, morning, or it might be, you know, you know, £200, £1,000, £20, all right. What I would suggest, I want everyone to aim. I know it's, uncalled for, and obviously everyone will disagree. I want everyone to aim for probably on a smaller account, maybe 20% a month. That's 1% a day. All right. So what I would like you to aim for is just a little bit higher. All right. I just want you to be a little bit higher. So then you are, maybe aim for like 3% a day, all right, rather than 1%. Because what's that going to allow for? That's going to allow for us to have 3 to 4 losing days at 3%, and then you're still going to hit your 20. All right, so if you think, think about it a bit like that, like I'd spoke to, someone the other day, they'd trained about 20k and wanted to target about £400 a day. So what I'd said was, obviously, look, let's target 500. All right, because then obviously, um if you're over, then that's going to give you some allocation to allow for, obviously, those, losing days. All right. So, once your, obviously, basket is, full and it's hit, why are you trading? Come out, and then we can obviously wait for this afternoon. Yeah, if you have an epic morning and you are, flying, yeah, by all means hold it a bit. But if you've hit your overall daily target, feel free, step back. Don't you know, don't expose your capital, or if you want to expose it, halve lots, reduce risk. So yeah, that's what we're going to be all about. Like the breakdowns too. Once you when you send out the trays, yeah, I thought I'd start to add those in. Please continue this short explanation. Massive upgrade, like it a lot. Dorian marking the Asia high and lows from last night's boot camp. Trading them this morning was an eye opener for me. GBP and Aussie both playing that perfectly this morning. Yep, really, really helps, doesn't it? So yeah, yeah. Like I said, everyone should be in some good profit. Let's have a look where I am now, and I will tell you, yeah, look at that. Smashed it. I'm actually going to close out. My target was 20k. We're above that. So I'm closing out live here so you guys know what obviously we do. So I don't obviously transparent, and there you can see here. Nice, nice, nice. So great start. That's my, morning target hit. Yeah, on that 30k account, what lot size? Let me show you guys. So basically, it's a little bit more, but obviously, what's it done this morning? Let me do today. So let's have a look. Today. Oh, hold on. Next one. Let me get it up for you guys now. I'll come off this screen now so I can actually see what I'm doing. So there we go. So we've got 4 positions entered. You can see there. So all two lots and £627.42. So that's what this guy's hit this morning. Very, very easy out, smashed it. So yeah, that's obviously yeah, solid, easy. And that's obviously a 22 319. So yeah, you know, pretty good, right? So, all he's got to do is obviously hit that day, times that by 20, that's 12. Well, obviously his target's like 4 to 500. So, but it doesn't, need much. And I do like currencies because it's a lot smoother. And this morning's proved that Aussie, come up, tap the bottom, tap middle, comes back down, doesn't have to go that much in profit, and then bang, we're done. So yeah. Let's go, guys. Hopefully, you've all enjoyed it this morning. We're going to have a smooth day. I'm confident. I'm happy. I'm pumped. Coffee has now kicked in. Let's go. Right. Have a great Wednesday. And obviously, yeah, I'll keep you guys updated throughout today. And obviously, yeah, remember the last boot camp is going to be tonight, and then obviously I'll put the charity, link in. So yeah, anything that you can do would be epic. Depending on obviously how much you've enjoyed it. So have a great day, everyone, and yeah, let's smash it. Let's smash it.